Thank you so much for joining me today. We will be updating our guides for Path of Ascension. The first fight we will be doing today is Thran'tiok with Mikanikos. The first thing, of course, you're going to want to do is come over here to your soul mirror. Come down here to Thran'tiok, go to Humility. We, of course, will be choosing Mikanikos. We're going to go ahead and choose Mikanikos. For this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the Deep Echo Trident. I'm also going to go ahead and we're going to do a full set of charms. So we're going to take the Charm of Focus. This one is definitely required because we're going to use that as a gateway to be able to get back in Brawn when we get knocked out, because we will be going past the timer. We want the Charm of Quickness to be able to deal with Death Blossom better. We're going to take the Charm of Persistence just for extra health and regeneration. For the regeneration, the Charm of Fortitude is what's going to give us the health. And of course the Charm of Discord, which will add a little bit of extra damage. So the way this fight's going to work is Thran'tiok, of course, will spawn here in the middle. There's 4 phylacteries all around him that connect to him. Breaking one of them breaks the link to him, which he'll take increased damage 20% for about 25 seconds. Each one of them gives him an ability. So the first one here is Terminal Destruction. It is a long cast, big hit. You're going to want to interrupt that in the first part. The second one over here is Greater Death Bolt, which is just a stronger version of the spell he's casting. It's kind of ignorable, so you don't really have to worry about that. You have Word of Suffering back here, which is a dot, which does a fair amount of damage, but we're not going to worry about that because we can get back in Brawn as well. The main thing is we want to kick Terminal Destruction. We're going to kind of be kicking whatever because we want the increased damage from Deep Echo Trident. And of course, the final one over here on the side is Death Blossom, which he will cast because he does not move. He will cast and it will emanate out from him. There are safe zones that you walk through to avoid it. You can't jump over it because Brawn can't jump. And even if you could, you still can't get through it. So the way we're going to do this is there used to be a glitch where you could get back in Brawn after the fight. They fixed that, so now it is a stun. So you can't get back into Brawn if you're defeated. But we're going to do as much damage as we can. We're going to start off with Death Bolt, Greater Death Bolt, and then we're going to do the Death Blossom, Word of Suffering, and then Terminal Destruction. When he's casting, we'll be able to move in and do DPS. So we're going to take advantage of that as much as we can, especially during Death Blossom, by doing our Overhead Smash. We'll also be using Hyper Light Beam wherever we can. And thank you so much for the follow there, Radio Boy. And from there, we'll be building stacks of combat flow state, which you can see right here. Every hit you make will give you 1 combat flow state for 2% haste, stacking up to 99 times. And then, of course, if we get kicked out of Brawn, we will lose it, or Brawn hits 0 energy. Right now, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intended. Brawn starts fights off with no energy. The thing about this, though, is he's generating energy like Pelagos or Clea. So it's really weird, and you almost end up in a state where you have infinite energy, which will be beneficiary in this fight because we are going to go over the timer. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this started. And then, of course, if we do get low, I will use high-tech relocation. I want to try to keep that combat flow state. And whatever you do, try not to enter actual melee range when he's not casting, because he does a fair amount of slap damage. But of course, we have our heal, and like I said, we're going to get this started. So just like me, make sure you ring the bell so you can get notifications when I go live, whether it be on Twitch, or follow and subscribe there on YouTube so you can also see when I add new content. And of course, down in the description, you will definitely find links to my Discord for Path of Ascension, and then also links to Twitch as well. Interesting. So as you can see, we started off with barely no energy. The reason I do have energy is you can use a glitch where you attack the target dummies, and it puts energy orbs by the actual bell, and it will allow you to spawn in with energy. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to see if I can... Well, I'm going to break this one, and then I'm going to Hyper Light Beam. We're going to wait until he starts casting. Move it out of melee range. Wait for it. There it is. We're going to go break the next one, which is that one over there. Always do be mindful of that last one. We're going to get back in. Oh, we got a shield back. Luckily, we didn't cast. I'm not too worried about kicking anything right now. And we are going to go past the timer on this, so... We're going to ignore that. We're going to wait for his next cast. It's a Death Blossom. Nothing we can do about that. As you can see as well, we aren't since he's doing Death Blast, we get back in there, do some melee. As you can see, though, I'm not having any energy problems. Right now, that is definitely glitched. It's not supposed to be that way. I shouldn't have unlimited energy here. I should have to be collecting the orbs, which I'm not having to do. And there we go. That's okay. We should be getting ready to do a Death Bolt here. Or Death Blossom. And that is Thran'tiok on Humility using the new strategy since you can no longer cheese it with the death.